originally our celebration was going to be one day, and then we thought that leather crafters, consumers, and leather industry deserve more than that. So we in the team changed for a campaign. We are going to be on live every Thursday, noon Eastern Time, USA. So with different topics, speakers, and all focus on promoting this beautiful industry that we have been in for a long time and we love. So could you add some comments to this change in the strategy, Thomas?
Yeah, so it's really just about building up more and more of an audience and an interest with respect to the consumers in the leather industry, so that we can hold a larger event, a series of larger events in a virtual trade show environment over the rest of the year. So we anticipate doing 2 or 3 of those as we build all this up.
Let me welcome Misty. So, Misty, we appreciate very much your support, continued support, since we talked a few months ago about this initiative. Let me introduce a little bit, just a few words, trying to describe all what Misty is doing, which is a lot. And I can tell you that Misty Shaw is the wife of a successful entrepreneur, bride and show, and mother of 5 incredible gifted daughters. She is the president of 1876 Media, a company that strives to elevate and unite the leathercraft community through authentic relationships and narratives, unique learning experience, and industry events. Misty is privileged to be able to work from home, where she balances personal and work life and loves every minute of it. And I'm sure she's very busy 24/7. Thank you again, and I'm sure you have a lot to talk about your job, community, magazine, show, everything. And describe us a little bit about what you're doing to boost leather crafters.
Sure. So, with the company that I oversee within our family company, Burns Media, we are producing and publishing Shoptalk magazine, which is a leather industry publication, primarily for US-based artisans, but we do have a small number of international subscribers, which is super exciting. With that publication, and within each month's issue, we're really striving to elevate and unite the leather crafting community through authentic relationships and narrative. We want to be able to connect people at a very personal level with other artisans and craftsmen in the community. And one thing that I think is really unique to Shoptalk is we strive to include everyone in that narrative, which is really awesome. We feature, those world-renowned artisans and craftsmen that have been in their lane of the industry and doing really amazing things and are known as thought leaders, for decades. But then we're not afraid to talk to the guy or gal that is simply doing leather craft as a hobby. They have, maybe a small setup in a bedroom in their room. We think that telling all of those stories are really important to uniting and connecting the community in a unique way. Because if I can relate to somebody, that's really wonderful, and it makes me feel like I'm a part of this. We also provide kind of a world snapshot in every issue to kind of keep people informed on what's happening in the industry throughout the world, which is really great. We provide awesome marketing advice that's very tailored to the industry, and business advice, because sometimes our artisans are incredibly talented at what they do, but they don't quite know how to create a business and to take their passion and be able to make it their living, which is really, really cool. I could go on and on. We also do the Pendleton Leather Show, which is an annual trade show held in Pendleton, Oregon, where we bring in suppliers and set up a trade show venue. We bring in artisans and have classes for purchase where people can have that one-on-one experience in a classroom setting and learn new skills. And we also have competitions in conjunction with that event where people are able to show off their skills, get really wonderful feedback from renowned artisans in the industry and get better. And then we give amazing prizes, which is something that we are passionate about. We want to recognize the craftsmen and the artisans in the industry for what they're doing and make it worth their time to want to enter something that they can be proud of, that they can get some feedback on and can be recognized for that. And then obviously I am here in our new online learning platform, Illum Atelier's filming studio today with my videographer, Derek, who's pushing this conversation to all of our platforms too and hopes to really reach a broader, bigger audience in the leather community. And Sarah, one of our artisans from our family company, Burns Saddlery, she just walked in because we're filming courses for Illum as soon as we're done here. So we've got a lot going on and a lot of ideas to help unite and elevate this community and get some information out there, the correct information out there to kind of be able to help the artisan and the craftsman be seen for who and what they are. They're really doing amazing things. They are creating products that are heirloom quality, that aren't disposable. They're made with, what we think is the best material on the earth, and something that really stands the test of time. So we've got a lot going on and just excited to be a part of the conversation.
Thank you so much, Misty. It's really amazing all the different areas that you're covering, and we appreciate this. I'm sure leather lovers like ourselves are very happy to have this kind of institution focus and support in order to continue with, as you say, the best material on earth. And it has been with humankind since ever. I don't imagine leather without humans or humans without leather, but it has been here with us for a long time. Thanks for the introduction, and I'm sure, can you tell us a little bit about the profile that leather crafters have? I'm sure that you find very young people and maybe not very young, but they are all very passionate about their work, aren't they?
Our community really is two separate groups of people, and who we're trying to help primarily are our suppliers. So these are the people, that are supplying the raw material, the leather. They are supplying the machinery and the equipment, and I know you can probably see some of that in the background here at the studio. So we're getting the artisan connected with these suppliers in the industry by creating an awareness of their company, their products, their services, and getting them connected in various ways, whether it's through formal advertising in the publication, or advertising on our app, or having product here in the studio where our artisans and craftsmen that we bring in from all over the country to teach can use, and they can talk about why they're using those. And then also being able to connect them to the attendees that come to our Pendleton Leather Show. And they are really at the core just humble, great human beings who are really passionate about this community, this art, the artistry of leathercraft, and being able to help the artisan be the best they can be, almost, that they can do the very best job that they're going to do. So they're really educating the artisan as to, what kind of leather they should use for this application. And actually, this machine is going to be so much better, and you're going to see a better result, and you're going to be more pleased with your product in the end. And then we have these artisans and these craftsmen, right, who are either, just getting into it and they are primarily doing this as a hobby, or this is their full-time job, and they're making a living at this. And so they are so passionate about the history of the industry. Who came before me? How can I learn from them? And then how can I make my own legacy almost in the industry? And what can I do to help others along their journey, which is so remarkable. We've seen that shift in the last, 20-ish years, even more so within the last, 5 to 10 years. People are really starting to understand as artisans and craftsmen that I need to share what I know, and in order for this art to thrive and survive. And so there's this community of artisans, and there's this community of suppliers, and they're all very, very, they're both very, very important to the community as a whole, because without both, we don't have a community. And so our passion is really just connecting these people to the resources that they need and giving them information to be able to flourish and grow in their artistry and in their company and in their offering.
Misty, can you tell us a little bit about your experience? The company you are with, your husband and family, has been here for what, almost 150 years or so?
Yeah, absolutely. This is one of my favorite things to share about what we're doing in our company. So, Shoptalk, Pendleton Leather Show, and Illum Atelier are really in their infancy. If you consider how long our family business has been around. And so I was privileged to marry a tall cowboy who gets to be a part of this amazing legacy, and I just kind of hopped in on the bandwagon, which is really, really cool. So in 1876, our family was, our founder, the founder of our company, of our family business, Burns 1876, was born in the United States in the Midwest, and him and his mother went west with the Mormon pioneers to seek a better life. And at a very early age, he kind of sought out on his own and started a harness repair and blacksmith shop in what's still a very, very, very small rural town in central Utah. And he was there and saw some success, and through all sorts of things and generation upon generation, we're now my husband is 6th generation owner of the family business. We're 147 years old. We've been doing things with leather since the beginning. And what we primarily focus on now is building heirloom quality products. And so in a little town called Salina in central Utah, we have a team of about, I don't know, this number changes all the time. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think it's about 70 craftsmen and artisans who are building incredibly beautiful saddles, boots, belts, buckles, and hats. And we have retail locations, we have wholesale accounts, we have brand reps all over the United States selling our product. But I think what makes us really unique is that we have this huge story. We have this history in the industry where we are very much in it and living and breathing it and making a living at it, and are helping about 100 people within our company as a whole make a living at it too, which is super exciting. And then, you know, we're also, I mean, our mantra is elevating life experiences, and we want to promote that in every way possible. And whether we're publishing a leather industry magazine or crafting a barrel racing saddle for a highly competitive rodeo athlete, you know, we're constantly seeking to do our very, very best and be our very, very best. And I think that our experience and longevity and history has really taught us to that we can overcome things. We can pivot when needed. We can change things up, and you know, it kind of makes us a little bit fearless. You know, we've lived through 2 pandemics and we survived, and that's really remarkable. I think it's great that we can look back to our ancestors and really see what they've done, what they've come through in this industry, and know that we can do whatever we put our minds to. And it really does give us a good perspective as to being in the industry as artisans, but then also with Shoptalk and Illum and the Pendleton Leather Show, being able to take a larger view of the industry and kind of look down upon it in almost just a reverent way, and see how we can make that better.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story. It's the background is awesome. So I'm sure not many companies can say that have survived 2 pandemics, and we just did one, but along 150 years, well, Burns has done another one. So congratulations for that to the family, and being consistent and persistent in order to be on this with a passion. It's sometimes it's not worth as business, but passion makes it go forward. So
it's really just remarkable and really humbling to be able to be a part of it, and it's definitely a motivator. It's a motivator to not let those ancestors down. You know, we don't want to let great grandpa, who was born on the plains of, you know, of the United States and made it here as an infant, and everybody else that came after them, you know, it's very motivating to not let them down and to strive to do better. So, thank you.
Well, time is short when the conversation is so good. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time, of course, during this conversation, but you have been working with us and taking time with us before. So we really appreciate very much. We thank you. And as Thomas said, well, this was the first one, but hopefully and surely not the last one. We will be in contact and asking you to continue with us, continue supporting Consumer Leather Day, the industry, and all this in order to help consumers for a better decision. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to more discussions.
Have a good rest of your day. Everyone, thank you for joining us. And please save the date. Next Thursday, we'll continue. This was our first conversation for Consumer Leather Day campaign, and we'll continue having some other speakers and topics. Thank you so much. Have a good one, everyone. Be safe.